Yo, what is up YouTube? Fury here, bringing you guys a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys the best loadout to run in Fortnite. That way you end up winning more gunfights and just being able to get more kills at the end of your games. There has been some few weapon changes, some nerfs and buffs to some weapons, so we're going to be going over that in today's video. But before we do that, if you guys do enjoy, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. Don't forget to turn on those post notifications, join the notification squad, and if you get first like on any of my videos, make sure you send me a Twitter image. I'll hit you guys back with that follow. And with that said, let's get right into today's video. If you guys are interested in winning some free V-Bucks, we are currently giving away 6,000 V-Bucks to you guys. All you gotta do to enter is like the video, subscribe if you aren't already, and turn on those post notifications, as well as follow the Gleam link in the description down below. There's going to be 6 winners, 1,000 V-Bucks each. Good luck to everyone. So as of recently, we got the new drum gun, as well as that we got some new nerfs to the shotguns. Now the shotguns don't do as much damage to buildings as they used to, roughly half the amount of damage they used to in the past, and now shotguns aren't as a main priority in your setup or your loadout that you do want to end up running in Fortnite. So we're going to be going over the best loadout to run. So because of the nerf that they've been doing to the shotguns really isn't something that I run too much. I mean, I used to run double shotgun all the time, but now I've switched to the shotgun SMG combo. That usually runs the best for me, and you know, it's the best loadout where I end up getting more kills. Now they did end up buffing the suppress SMG. If you guys have not picked that up recently, I definitely recommend doing that. That is probably one of the better SMGs in the game as of lately. So usually in my videos and my streams, you guys will see me run the AR. I'll run either a SCAR or a you know, rare AR or something like that. Those are probably the best ARs to run, obviously, as you guys know. Next, I'll usually run either a pump or a heavy. Usually I do like the heavies a lot just because it does hold 7 shots and it's a little bit better than the tac shotgun in my opinion. I know some of you guys might disagree with that, but for me, I definitely like the heavy more than the pump. So if I do find a legendary or an epic heavy, I'll end up picking that up rather than using a rare pump or something like that. So I've been really liking the heavy shotguns recently. Obviously, if you guys do want the pump is still decent, but again, it's not going to do as much damage as it used to. You used to be able to kill somebody that had 200, but now I think the max it does is like 150 or something like that. So I definitely don't run the pump just because of that factor, as well as that the heavy, in my opinion, is just a little bit better for me. Now for the third weapon, you can still use a double shotgun if you want to do that, double pump or pump to heavy or something like that, pump to tac, whatever you use if you do want to use a double shotgun. But for me, the third weapon ended up changing. I either now use a suppressed SMG or I use the new drum gun. The new drum gun is filthy. It holds 50 shots. Now the only downside to this is it does take AR ammo, so if you are using the AR for long distance, obviously, and someone ends up pushing you, you got to make sure you have enough ammo for the drum gun to actually hold those 50 mags or 50 shots in that mag. So that's going to be a little bit unfortunate if they do end up rushing you and you run out of AR ammo. That's the one problem with that SMG, or technically SMG. It does use AR ammo, but it's considered an SMG. So the drum gun is still really good if you do have a bunch of ammo to use. Now if you aren't a fan of the drum gun, I definitely recommend using either the legendary tac SMG or the rare suppressed SMG. The rare SMG or the rare suppressed SMG that they ended up buffing recently is absolutely filthy. Any suppressed SMG as of right now in the game is really good. A lot of people haven't been picking it up, but I definitely recommend doing that. Now obviously the tac SMG is definitely not out the window as of yet, but the suppressed SMG has been getting a buff, and it's really it's like one of the best weapons in the game. Now if you guys are just running around in the game and you find a common suppressed SMG, I highly recommend picking that up, and at this point it's probably a little bit better than the shotguns for me, just because if you miss that first shotgun pump, say if you do pick up a pump or attack or something like that, that common SMG is absolutely gonna rip through somebody. So I highly recommend picking up the suppressed SMGs, even if you're not a big fan of them or haven't been a big fan of them. They got a buff recently, and this thing, it just absolutely shreds anybody that you start shooting at. Now don't get me wrong, the double pump or double heavy, double shotguns in general are still really good in the game, but for me personally, highly recommend the SMGs more than the double pump, just because using a second shotgun, if you do end up missing both pumps or both heavy shots or whatever you use for your double shotgun, that SMG is going to be huge if somebody else is using it. So if you're running up against somebody that has a shotgun and an SMG, either a suppressed SMG or attack SMG, whatever it is, and you are running a double pump and you end up missing both those pumps and they hit you with a pump and then switch to the SMG, you have no chance of surviving. So if you guys aren't using an SMG in the game, I highly recommend dropping your second shotgun for that SMG. Now like I said, the drum gun does use AR ammo, which is quite unfortunate, but if you think about it, the 50 shots per mag on that that is absolutely insane. The rate of fire on the drum gun is also really insane. So if you are up close, you're gonna absolutely shred anybody that you do run into. Now you can, it does compete fairly well with the suppressed SMG, but if you are up close, the suppressed SMG and the drum gun are really good options rather than using a double shotgun or shotguns in general. You could go from suppressed SMG to the drum gun or something like that. That's also a really good option there. Now the downside to the shotguns, they did get that nerf like I said, so they're not doing as much damage, as well as that they're doing half damage to the walls in any building. So if you are getting up close and somebody's outbuilding you, your shotguns are not going to be able to pump through that first initial build. So your best option is to switch to that drum gun, or switch to that suppressed SMG and end up shooting down the wall, because you're going to do a little bit more damage than you would with your shotguns. Now you guys will have noticed this, if you do run a double heavy and you do switch back and forth between them shooting at walls, you're not going to end up breaking the wall as fast as you would if you use the drum gun or a suppressed SMG or any other weapon in the game, because the shotgun just doesn't do as much damage to walls anymore. So now that you got your 3 weapons down, you got your AR, you got your SMG or shotgun, and then you got your shotgun or SMG. Obviously you can switch those back and forth, so either AR, shotgun, SMG or something like that, or AR, shotgun, and then the drum gun or something like that. Now the fourth option is up to you really. If you do prefer sniping, you can pick up a sniper. I'm not big on snipers. The bolt action's pretty cool, the hunting rifle is pretty cool, but for me, I don't snipe just because I'm not that good at it. I don't use it that often. For me personally, I've been picking up the grenade launcher. Now again, they did end up nerfing this where you can only hold up to 18 shots, I think, which isn't bad. That's still a good amount, especially if you're running in squads where you can have your teammates hold some grenade launcher rockets as well. That's also a really good option. Now 18 shots is plenty. They obviously don't spawn as much as they used to. I think they dropped down 50% on the spawn rate of grenade launcher shots and stuff like that. But again, the grenade launcher is a super good option just because people are not going to be able to outbuild that. You start shooting 6 of them at somebody, they're trying to outbuild it. Worst case scenario, they get away kinda, but they do take some damage. Best case scenario, you end up killing them because they're not going to be able to outbuild it. Now I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like the grenade launchers and the rocket launchers have been doing a little bit more damage. The walls, they end up destroying the entire 1x1 base in one rocket, which is absolutely insane. So I've been using the grenade launcher quite a bit. I've had my teammates start holding rockets for me and stuff like that. So it's also a good alternative just because sniping isn't that, it's not guaranteed. A grenade launcher, you get close enough, it seems to be like a guaranteed kill just because you're going to be able to destroy everything they build. Now again, you're not going to be able to use the double rocket launcher, double grenade launcher that you used to be able to, just because they limited your the capacity space for those rocket grenades. So that's quite unfortunate, but again, it's still a very overpowered weapon. The grenade launcher, you can't really beat it, you can't outbuild it, you can't do anything. So I highly recommend that as your fourth option. And your fifth option also depends on what you have and what you see and what your necessary needs are in the future of the game, depending how far you are along. So as you guys know, minis are very important in the game, and half shields are fairly important, but if you do find a bunch of minis, that's probably going to be a better option than you picking up 2 halves or say 3 med kits or something like that. Having 10 minis is your best outcome, best case scenario for your fifth option in your loadout. Now medkits are fairly nice just because they heal you up to 100, but if you do find a few campfires, that's going to also be a very beneficial factor if you do have minis, just because if you do get hit, obviously you can heal those 50 minis or your 50 shield, and then you can use the campfire to rejuvenate your health back to 100. So either way, that's also a good option if you do find a good amount of campfires. So run through the loadout real quick once again. Now the first option we have is the SCAR, or an AR in general, either a legendary epic SCAR, or you can pick up a rare AR depending on how lucky you do get in your game. If you get lucky enough to pick up the SCAR, obviously you do want that. Second and third, you're going to either run double shotgun or double SMG. I'm a big fan of the shotgun SMG, either suppressed or drum gun, depending obviously on what you use there. So I'm going to be using either the heavy shotgun and a drum gun, or a pump and attack SMG, or a suppressed SMG. That's the best option right there. If you guys have not picked up the suppressed SMG, I highly recommend that. That thing has been very overpowered. It shreds meds through enemies, so make sure you do that for your third option. Your fourth, you can either have a sniper or a grenade launcher depending on what you're feeling. If you're feeling like sniping, obviously pick up the bolt action, but a grenade launcher will always end up destroying anything that anybody builds, so you're not going to be able to get outbuilt right there. So you just shoot all those RPGs at them, grenade launchers, whatever it may be, and obviously they're going to go down fairly quickly. And your last option is either to get some healing, either med kits or bandages, or obviously if you find minis, I highly recommend minis over everything. That is the most important healing supply in the game, so I highly recommend minis for your last option. But that'll basically do it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. In the comment section down below, let me know what your loadout is. I know some people switch up, either have shotguns and SMGs first and then your ARs or your snipers a little bit later on. I know some people switch up their loadout like that, but I'm a big fan of putting it in order from AR, SMG, shotgun, or shotgun, SMG, and then sniper, grenade launcher, and meds. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, your loadout, your preferred loadout, and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.